welcome back to Training Well Burros. Let's get the comments open. All right, guys, we are back for day 15 in a row of Go Lives.
And happy Friday. It's a windy one here in Montana. It started off sunny and calm. Now it's good kite flying weather.
All right, there. I'm trying to pull it up so Dan can see the comments on a phone. There, that's us like today. Okay, so we're trying to get better with this Go Lives. We daydream of doing this somehow outside with the donkeys.
Yes.
But cell phone service is an obstacle here, guys. So,
And if there's any techies out there who could maybe tip us off, we have cable that we can plug into the motor or receiver, and it'll get almost to the barn close enough if maybe there was like an antenna thingy or something. Because it would be a lot of fun if we could do these from the barn.
But we're not techie people. So here we are. We are talking today about donkeys are not dogs, guys. But food rewards, they work differently for a donkey than they do a dog. But they work well for donkeys. Better than probably horses and maybe even mules.
Yeah, they are kind of moochy, aren't they?
But it really helps them. So that's what we're going to be talking about today is why it helps them, like what's happening, that it's actually helping them. So welcome back to Training Well Burros. And this is one of the biggest misunderstandings out there in the donkey world. Okay. Food rewards. A lot of people compare donkeys to dogs, but they are absolutely different. Oops, sorry. Making it bounce. So food, it's not a bribe. It's actually helping us build trust. So we're going to have 4 points that we're going to talk about. And the first one is donkeys don't work for food, but it helps them think. Mm-hmm. Okay. Eating food is actually self-regulating for a donkey. So when they're brave enough, when they feel confident enough to actually eat food in your presence or from your hand, that there is a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. You're not getting a lot done. Well, you are, but you don't feel like you are when you've got one that won't take hay from your hand or won't take oats from your hand, or doesn't know what oats are. It's a milestone It's a milestone accomplishment when you take a twisted bundle of hay that's 18 inches long and get them to take it out of your hand. The next step is when they start taking oats from your hand.
Absolutely. So donkeys process slower than a dog. They think more about everything, where a dog will just frantically run around and be excited for a treat. A donkey wants to think about absolutely everything it does.
So are you saying, I'm just thinking of this right now, you're saying a dog has more of a type B personality and a donkey has a type A personality?
That's so funny, yes. That's why I can relate.
I can see that. Yeah. Woof, woof.
Type B, type A. So yes, a donkey processes slower than a dog. They think deeper than a dog. And they need mental safety before they're going to cooperate. Those are the 3 biggest things.
Wow. It's fun doing these lives because it's making me think. I don't know if we've ever had this conversation. They are a type A personality.
No, we haven't had this. So this is like happening right now, guys, as we... that's kind of one of the things that are fun about the Go Lives is I have to sit and think about what are we going to talk about, and then the points, and then, trying to get my thoughts together because even though I'm type A, I kind of ramble and I'm not good at memorizing stuff.
Right.
So then I have to think about this, and then it creates more conversation and viewpoints, or even helping us understand what we think.
Yeah. It's actually profound. It's a teaching moment for me.
So food is helping them self-regulate. When a donkey is chewing, it's calming their mind long enough to think, oh, I didn't get hurt when that happened. Like, I'm eating next to you and I'm not dying.
Are there any endorphins or anything chemically in the brain that are released when they start chewing?
Yes, there is. And okay, so how do I remember this? There is the sympathetic nervous system and then the parasympathetic nervous system. And the way I remember it is paralyzed parasympathetic. When they are in the parasympathetic nervous system, they can think. When they're in the sympathetic nervous system, I think of speed. And that's when you got the runaway, and if we're thinking of a horse, right? They're going to run to the next county and then they're going to be like, oh, was there actually anything to be afraid of? That's the sympathetic nervous system.
Where's the donkey will just stop and do nothing?
If they stop and do nothing, they're in the parasympathetic nervous system.
Okay.
As I understand it.
Okay.
Okay. So when they're eating their reward, they're actually thinking. The chewing is giving them time. That's one of the biggest things that a donkey needs is time to think, right? So if we give them pay and then we give them time to think, well, now they're learning. Mm-hmm. But if we give them pay and then we ask them another question, we're not. Then it's not going to work like it needs to.
Right.
Now, I am guilty in my type A personality of wanting to go too fast.
You have a type A personality?
Yeah.
We have an agenda we're going to accomplish today?
I have it all wrote down.
Now I'm like, hey, what's going on? What's going on today? All right, I'm game. Yeah.
That's exactly how we operate. All right. And then nervous eating. So a relaxed donkey is going to use their lips and then just really gently take the pay from your hand. And this could be hay or oats, but mostly this would be with oats because then you're putting it in your palm. And then if they're calm, they're going to just really gently take it and using their lips.
Absolutely. They use their lips like fingers. They're surgically grabbing a snack from the palm of your hand. And when we venture into I'm uncomfortable, we're going to do it anyway, they're going to get chompy. You'll actually feel their teeth. You'll feel their teeth on your hand.
Scraping it.
You're scraping your skin. Like
Not
if you had a
biting.
fold of skin in the palm of your hand, you're going to get bit. They're just, So I'll tell MaryJo, hey, we're getting chompy up here. And then she'll back off.
So it's like a cue when we're learning how to read the donkey's body language. When they start to get chompy, that's what we would normally call it.
We call it getting chompy. You're getting chompy up here.
That means your donkey is starting to get over their threshold of what they're comfortable with. So slow down, back up to something that they're comfortable with. So let's say I'm working with feet because I know I've been talking with some people that are like, I got to get to their feet. I know it's important, right?
That's a biggie.
So let's say Dan's arm is the leg. And I am doing, first I'm going to do the countdown starting up here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now Dan's the donkey. He's taking the food, the pay, really calm.
Want me to show you? No.
Yeah. And then I start to put my hand here and I'm just keeping my hand here. I am not gripping him. And I say foot. And then I stand there and wait for hours while he decides to shift his weight. And then maybe he does good. He takes his pay nice for that again. But now maybe I'm going to hold it for a second. Now he gets chompy. Now I know that I need to back up to him just picking up his foot.
And me, I'm commonly the older. I can feel that when we're going from familiar land to unfamiliar land. I can feel those gentle lips go to chompy. And so I literally will say, MaryJo, we're getting chompy up here. So she knows to back off.
Mm-hmm. So that is like a super subtle way that donkey is communicating with us. Now, I used to be terrified to work with their feet. Like they're going to kick the snot out of me, right? I'm not afraid of their feet very much anymore. I respect them. But I know if I go slow enough, and I have so many videos out there, guys, for you, and we're looking at there's an event on Monday in Utah. So you guys can go get your own wild donkey.
They have 70 donkeys in Utah.
And we're going to bring home 8 wild donkeys.
Yes, that means there's 72 donkeys that you guys could get.
Okay, so when you're working with your donkey and they start to get nervous, did you close the...
No, it's right here.
Oh, it's right there. Okay. So when you're working with their donkey and they start to get like chompy with their mouth or something, just back up because they are communicating with us if we know what to do. Oh, and another thing, when we first start feeding them, if they have a crocodile mouth, and Squirrel had a crocodile mouth, he doesn't anymore. So you be the donkey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and that's really what he would do. My whole hand would go into his
Yeah,
mouth.
that cute little donkey mouth can get this big, where it's almost like grabbing a fingertip in a palm. Yeah, that's crocodile mouth. That was Squirrel's trademark for a
And you know
while.
who else did that was Don. We called him Poncho.
Yes.
Okay, so if Dan's the donkey and he is, I'm just gonna go like this and just scoop that off. Or you could put it into a little bin and give it that way. But I
Yep.
don't scold that at all. I don't do anything. I don't say no, or I don't get
Yeah.
growly or anything.
They're nervous, but they're still participating. That is not a time for any sort of action or reaction. That's just
Right.
how they are. It's part of the process.
And it's part of their community. And not every donkey does it. But when they start to take it with their lips, you know that they're getting comfortable.
Yes.
And if they go back, that means they're nervous. All right, so that's point number 2. Point number 3 is the pay changes over time. So sometimes people think if you're paying your donkey, that means that you're always going to have to pay it, and you don't really have a partnership. But that's not the case. So to start off with, I'm paying them to be comfortable enough to eat next to me, and then I'm paying them for target training, and then I'm paying them to target train the halter. You know, like maybe we go from my hand to the halter, and then I'm gonna pay them, let's just say 10 times for halter, getting them prepared to wear the halter, and then eventually I pay them maybe for a neck, and then when I have it tied on, and then eventually they don't get pay at all for the halter.
Right. Yep. It's a process. No, you're not in a forever relationship with grain in order to get something done with them. It's a training wheel to get you between now and then.
But if you do use it and you never change what they have to do to earn pay, you're gonna create a monster.
Isn't that the truth? Eventually you will create a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will. Once you're getting everything you want from your donkey, definitely back off on the treats. Maybe scratches, maybe just leave them alone. Find something other than the food to motivate them. But in the beginning, food is definitely your ally.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But don't always rely on it. Now, how long do you rely on it? I kind of go back and forth with Squirrel. Squirrel's been here since June, and yeah, I can halter him without any grain. I feel like he still has a little bit of reservedness in him. It's not defiance. It's more like, I don't know, I think maybe I'm a little bit nervous. And I'm like, well, let's help you not be nervous, right? Because that's what we want, is for them to feel confident and not nervous.
Yep.
Now, so going back to comparing them from a dog and a donkey, you know, a dog is going to move fast. They're going to generalize everything quickly, and they will work for random treats. A donkey is not going to do tricks for a random treat. A donkey needs consistency. They need trust before anything else. And they need clarity about why they're being paid. If your pay is random, you're not going to make progress.
Right? You know, and then to paraphrase our favorite trainer, Ty Evans, you know, he told a story once about the difference between a horse and a donkey. And I'll cut this real short. A donkey is not going to give you an answer until they're sure it's the right answer, whereas a horse or a dog is going to guess.
We've seen this with feet, where we ask for foot. We've had horses, Mustangs give us all 4.
It is, yes. We hopefully we have video out there somewhere. But yeah, working with the Mustangs, you'll be working on a front left leg, and you work on the foot command, and they're understanding some verbalization, and you go to grab that front left, and they break up a rear right, and then they're like, oh, wrong one. Okay, let's do the front right. No. Okay, we'll do this back left one. Is that what they want? And then finally, on their 4th try, they get it right.
So you spent 5 minutes during that process.
Yeah, they start trying right now. Whereas if that was a donkey at the same time, you might not get nothing for a few minutes, but it will lift. It will lift the correct foot.
Right.
Yes.
So that's where that patience really needs to come in for us. When I stand there and I'm just teaching them to pick up their foot on command, and I've probably already done this with the long brush first, because I like to do everything with the long brush. It just tells me what their reaction might be.
Yeah.
Is this going to be a kicky donkey, or is this going to be a donkey that wants to scoot forward when they're nervous?
Right.
Not that they can't switch. If they're normally kicky, they could scoot forward and vice versa.
Right.
But when I put my hand there and I'm not gripping, I'm just got my hand there, I'll stand there for 5 minutes while I wait for them to do something, and
Yep.
shifting the weight is something to reward for.
Absolutely. That's a, may not sound like a big thing, but it is a big thing and it looks very small. That shifting of the weight is really big.
So we're really training mindset when we're doing all this with the pay. We're helping them have comfort and confidence in our leadership, being willing to follow us and work together as a team. We're not training to put the halter on or just to pick up the feet, right? We want their mind. If we don't have their mind, we don't have anything. All right, the final point, guys. And we're trying to keep these at 15 minutes. We're not very good at that.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
All right, so the last point for today is they don't become treat monsters if you train right. It's a myth that everybody believes that they're always going to become a treat monster. Pushy behavior, it comes from confusion and fear, not from the food. So if we can be clear with what we're asking, they can be confident in what our reaction is going to be. You know, that's part of what creates the confidence. We walk out there, like Dan and I have been married for 30 years, guys. I pretty much know what I can expect and vice versa if I'm going to tell him good news or bad news, right?
Yeah.
So that comes from time. And the only way we're going to get that with our donkeys is time.
Absolutely. And to build on that, they're not premeditatedly thinking I'm going to train my human. Okay, a donkey they're not strategic like that. But they're going to know your body language.
Oh gosh, way better than
Just
you
like,
even think.
yeah, just like MaryJo talked about, 30 years of marriage, and we can kind of tell when one of us is up to something. We can read each other just like a whiteboard. I mean, yeah, I can really. And your donkey will pick up on that if you're up to something.
Don't be
they'll pick up on-
sneaky.
Don't be sneaky.
All right, so only pay for calm behavior. That's going to create more calm behavior. So if they want to be pushy because they're eager for that food and I pay them when they're being pushy, I'm going to be teaching that even if I'm not trying to. So keeping their head forward. Pay, I bring it to them. I saw somebody else teach that they have to come to you for the pay. I don't do that. I don't want them to become pushy, so I bring the pay to them. It's the food. It's a bridge of trust. It's not like a final destination.
It is a big bridge. You remember with Rosa? Remember when we got her to eat oats? Mm-hmm. And then we taught her the command head. We put the hand out and she'd touch her head. She was not ready for that. No. She liked oats and she understood the command head, but she was like a battering ram. She would just come in just pushy because she was scared and nervous. She had the principle down, but she didn't understand what the final outcome was supposed to be.
Sure, yeah. So trust your instincts, guys, because when we were doing this, I was nervous when I was working with Rosa, and I'm like, I don't feel good about this. And I would have video because I'm always videoing for you guys. I'd show Dan and Hannah, and they're like, oh, I don't know. She seems kind of like maybe she's focused on the food. Well, it doesn't matter. I didn't have the skills to help her past it the way we were doing it. I needed to change what I was doing.
And we backed off. This is that donkey we were talking about yesterday that after she knew the head command would ram your hand and act all ears back and nervous like she was aggressive. She wasn't. She was just scared and unsure. Then MaryJo went to the long stick and was doing the pretend petting like we talked about yesterday. So that was a pretty profound thing about being comfortable.
Yes. And trusting your own instincts, right? I think
Yep.
both are so important. Because it doesn't matter, like, if I think, oh, no, that donkey is fine, well, you still need to be able to know how to cope with that thing, whatever's happening.
Yeah, and I think we had a conversation during Rosa week, because it's like, okay, girl, we got to catch you up with the rest of the class, because she's the last of those four. Mm-hmm. And we both had a conversation. It's like, well, is she dangerous? Is she aggressive? Or is she scared?
But scared can turn into aggression. So,
Well, yeah, a scared donkey can hurt you. She's not of the mindset that I want to go hurt humans. No. But we were putting her in a situation where she was outside of her comfort level. We both saw it, and we backed way off. Like, we took 2 weeks off the calendar and threw it behind us and started back over. And MaryJo used a long 7-foot stick to do pretend petting and did it, I guess, correctly for this donkey. Mm-hmm. And now she is wonderful. She is a nuisance in your pocket, super cute. Pet me anywhere. Which foot do you want? She's an amazing little donkey. She's sweet.
I like her. All right, guys. So food doesn't create bad behavior. Confusion does. Food simply gives them a reason to stay with you long enough to learn that you're safe. So that's the thought I want you guys to go away with. Now, I didn't even look again what our topic is for tomorrow, but keep watching because the times could change a little bit, and I will post that as soon as I know.
Yeah, we got some busy days coming up here. Yeah,
Right.
so
But
we're
if
gonna,
we can do it during the daytime, I would love to, but obviously it's too dark outside right now.
and for those of you on here, if 6:30 is okay, but there is a better time, let us know.
Yeah. And send your questions. I haven't seen any comments pop on here today. So yeah, totally put comments in here. We want to know that the comments thing is working. And we totally appreciate you tuning in with us. Send me your questions for tomorrow, and I will put a post out in the morning of what we're going to talk about.
You bet. You know what's fun, honey? Is I know you're beautiful and youthful.
Oh.
When you say thanks for tuning in, that's like from like 1978.
Whatever. Oh, somebody just texted.
Who do we got here?
No, I can't see it. There. Oh, so helpful. Family coming into town Thanksgiving. We'll watch later in the day. Awesome. Thanks for tuning
You
in,
bet.
Jamie.
And have a happy Thanksgiving.
Or Janie. I think it's Janie.
Yep.
Yeah, always my eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need glasses. No.
No, not at your age. Yeah, you want to borrow mine?
No. Okay. See you guys later. Thanks
Hey,
for
have a
tuning
good
in.
night.